Welcome to another production of ParkTV 16 Sports. We're on location at the beautiful home campus of the Benilde-St. Margaret's Red Knights, and we are happy to be bringing you Metro West Conference softball featuring the Richfield Spartans visiting, coming in with a 2-4 overall record against the Red Knights, who are 7-2 overall. And it is senior night tonight. We expect there might be some sort of presentation, which we will also bring you. But right now, Benilde is taking the field, and out on the mound, the starting pitcher and senior, Annabelle Hilson, taking the mound, going to Notre Dame next year. Not sure if she's going to play softball. She comes in with a 1.64 ERA over 25 2/3 innings in 6 games. She's 6-0. Given up 17 hits, 8 runs, 6 earned runs total in 6 games, 14 strikeouts. Richfield is going to have their work cut out facing Miss Hilson on the mound. Also in the outfield at catcher is number 12. That is Izzy Fleming. She's also a senior. Fleming batting 167. And that is the final warm-up pitch, and there you can see the outfield for Benilde-St. Margaret's. Annabelle Hilson on the mound. And stepping in for Richfield, up to bat, number 6, Bryn Scoff, sophomore infielder. We'll start it off here. 2-4 Spartans, 7-2 Red Knights, although the Red Knights have lost their last 2. They started out 7-0, they've lost on May 1st and April 30th, so they want to get the ship right here on senior night. And the first pitch on away, strike 1. Very windy, 61 degrees, been mostly sunny all day. Few high clouds now, and a very strong wind, 16 miles out of the south-southeast. So it's coming directly right in the player's face, and that first shot picked up by the third baseman for Benilde, number 13, Sophie Melsness. Throws her out at first base. Nice, strong throw. She had to go to her right there. And that wind coming out of the outfield, the right field, I would say, south-southeast center field, could affect some throws across the infield, just like that one. But Melsness had no difficulty. Is stepping in now after taking ball 1 is number 1 for Richfield. That's Riley Hurling. She's an outfielder, and she hits it to left field, and that is the second out. Nice catch there by the left fielder.
Now batting for the Spartans is number 5, Anna Jensen.
That was Mackenzie Rich there in left field. Hardly had to move on that hit. She was played perfectly, and now stepping in with 2 outs for Richfield is number 5, Anna Jensen. She's a junior infielder. No balls, no strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. Houlihan, perfect inning so far here to start out the top of the first. That pitch is called a ball. Annabelle Hilson will go from the windup. Pitch on away. Ooh, could have been called a strike right at the letters. But now the count is quickly 3-0. Miss Anna Jensen, I believe, will be taking all the way here with a 3-0 count. Let's see what happens. Strike call. You can see that from my vantage point even before it got there. As you can with our center field camera out there. Nice look at Anna Jensen stepping in. The right-hander swings on, hits it to the shortstop. Throw over to first base. Nice shot. Number 23 for Benilde-St. Margaret's, Sarah Houlihan, throws out the third batter, and that's 3 up and 3 down after a half an inning. We'll go to the bottom of the first. And Benilde will try to get a lead. Expected up here to start off the bottom of the first is Mackenzie Rich, the left fielder who made the second out in the top of the first inning. She's just a freshman, one of 3 starting freshmen for Benilde. They have a really well-balanced lineup with juniors, seniors, sophomores, and freshmen. And that bodes well for continuity of a winning program, having that balance. Followed by Mackenzie Rich will be followed by Isabel Fleming, the senior, who will be honored later tonight. She's the catcher. She'll be batting second, followed by Sarah Houlihan, the shortstop, who made the third out. She's a junior. So Rich, Fleming, and Houlihan coming up. On the mound for Richfield, taking the warm-ups, is Bella Jarowicz. There she is, number 4. She's a sophomore. And she'll have the aid of that wind a little bit behind her. And that wind can play tricks with that ball, which can actually make it difficult for the hitters. Bella Jarowicz, 5 games, she's 1-1. 6.26 ERA, so quite a bit higher than her rival on the mound for the Red Knights, Hilson, who has a 1.64. Okay, now stepping in, the shortstop, or the left fielder, excuse me, number 22, Mackenzie Rich.
Leading off for the Red Knights, number 22, Mackenzie Rich.
Rich in 19 at bats is batting .263, and she swings on that first pitch, and it goes down the line, and she's going to try to stretch it for 2, and she'll come in there standing up. So nice start for the Red Knights on the bat of the left fielder Mackenzie Rich, and she rips one down the line. So great start. Now stepping in, the senior, the catcher,
Senior co-captain number 12.
senior co-captain Isabel Fleming, batting .167. But still occupying the number 2 spot in the lineup. Rich gets a little lead off second. Look for her to be an aggressive runner, especially if she's been assigned the leadoff spot. So 1 on second, nobody out. 1 ball, no strikes to Fleming. And that pitch looked low, and it was low. Now Rich trying to attempt a throw from the catcher. Coming out to check her. The Richfield catcher, not going to have any of that. So obviously Rich looking to steal a base if and when she can. Now the pitch on away, the 2-ball no strike count, and now it's ball 3. Ball gets away from the pitcher. Could have been an opportunity for Rich if she was watching. So 3-0 the count to Isabel Fleming. Ball low, so 4 straight balls, and we have a walk and runners on first and second. Now coming up the number 3 hitter for Benilde, number 23, the shortstop, Sarah Houlihan, and she is batting a big .533, folks, in 5 games, 15 at-bats, 9 runs, 8 hits. Look out here if you're Richfield for this hot hitter here, batting over 50%. That first pitch is a ball, so that's 5 straight balls for the pitcher for Benilde. Bella Jarowicz struggling here. After giving up a leadoff double down the line, she walked Fleming, and now 1-0 to Houlihan, and that pitch misses as well, so it's 2-0. Good crowd on hand here for senior night. They've got the hot dogs grilling, always good. You get the meal deal, you get the chips, the hot dog, the pop for $3. Where else can you get that kind of deal? And great softball. That pitch is swung on, fouled back. Strike 1, so 2-1 the count. The number 3 hitter, the junior Sarah Houlihan, she's the shortstop. Benilde has a real good team this year, it appears to me, just from first look here. And that ball also misses. So 3-1 now. Hitter's pitch coming up for Sarah Houlihan. You can bet she's going to be looking to swing here if it's anything close. Outfield shaded slightly to the left. And that ball is swung on and fouls it back. So good pitch by Jarowicz. Bringing the heat there, forcing Houlihan to foul it off to the right. When they foul it off to the right or away from the stance, that means they're late on the pitch. So good pace on that pitch by Richfield's Bella Jarowicz, and here she comes with a full count, 2 on, swung on and strikes her out. Big pitch by Jarowicz right when she needed it. Gets that first out and a sigh of relief if you're a Richfield Spartan fan, because it sets up the double play to get out of the inning. But they're going to have to go through Tibby Stewart. She's one of the other of the three freshmen. First baseman, Tibby Stewart. She swings at the first pitch, slow roll to the third baseman. She simply steps on third base and records out number 2. So force out at third. Rich out on the force out. There is a nice play there by number 12 for Richfield. Grace Anderson making that play. And now up to bat, number 42, Nicole Deering. Deering, also a freshman. And she's got a big swing there, you can see on the TV. Nicole Deering, she's batting .250, 16 at-bats, 4 runs, 4 hits. Definitely a threat, and if she gets a hold of one, she appears to me to have a lot of power. She's very tall, big strike zone. 1 ball, no strikes. Jarowitz, pitch on away, also high. So runners on first and second, 2 outs. Could be a big momentum booster for Richfield and get out of this inning after giving up a leadoff double and not allowing any runs. That ball almost goes all the way to the backstop. Nice job by number 6 for Richfield, the catcher, Rin Scoff. Having to stretch high and back to her right to just save that ball. And now that ball is low, and now they're going to load it up. So I don't know if Jarowitz was trying to avoid Nicole Deering, but now stepping in is Taylor Danberg, another senior being honored here on senior night. Danberg batting .150, 3 hits at 20 at-bats. So looking to improve that stat with bases loaded, a chance to do some damage here at the bottom of the first with 2 outs, no runs across yet. Early turning point here in the game in the bottom of the first. Pitch on away, strike call. Felt like Taylor Danberg wanted to swing at that. It was right down the heart of the plate. She steps in, 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch on away, swung on. Short hop to the second baseman who gets it quickly over to the first base, and she squeezes it and records the 3rd out. So after a leadoff double by Benilde, a couple walks, bases loaded, nobody crosses, and it's 0-0 after 1. So Jarowitz pitches out of the jam nicely there, and we'll go to the top of the second. Our score from Red Knight softball field, 0-0, and coming out to the mound to take her warm-up pitches is their ace and senior, Annabelle Hilson, with the 1.64 ERA. The meeting there with the Richfield players, talking things over. They got to feel real good about getting out of that inning, although they might feel badly about getting themselves in that much trouble. They certainly don't want to do that all afternoon, because if they do, sooner or later, Benilde's going to get a hit. Waiting for the catcher to come out here. So far, Hilson hasn't thrown any warm-ups. That's because Fleming, the catcher, was out on base. Usually, there is a backup catcher that'll come out and warm up the pitcher while the catcher is putting on their gear. Didn't happen this time, so now Hilson's getting in some warm-ups. Fleming is also a senior. And as I said, it is senior night here as we look at some fans out there. Those are some Spartan fans that ventured up Highway 100 from 494 in Crosstown area. Enjoying the nice evening here in Minnesota. Still a little chilly for this time of year.
For the Spartans. Third baseman number 12, Grace Anderson.
So now for Richfield stepping in, Grace Anderson. Just an 8th grader. And the third baseman for Benilde, I just noticed right away, playing deep inside third base. I don't know if she's way inside. I don't know if they're expecting a bunt there. Maybe. First pitch, though, called a ball, so 1-0, the count to Grace Anderson. Pitch on away, that one's high. So 1-1 the count. Manning third base for Benilde is number 13, Sophie Melsness, and that shot right over her head and inside, and she's going to turn it into a double. So Grace Anderson gets the first hit for Richfield and her first at bat here in the top of the second.
First baseman.
That'll bring up first baseman,
Olsen.
number 9, Noelle Olsen. Just a sophomore. There's that replay. It just gets down. That's a nice hit, folks. Got a little top spin heat on that ball. Just curves right over the head of the third baseman. Gets down in the green inside the lines. Nice job. Grass looks pretty thick and unmowed out there. It's just been starting to green up. I doubt they've mowed it all year yet. So that'll definitely slow the ball down there for the outfielders when they're chasing it. So no balls, 1 strike to Olsen, and she swings. That's a blooper to the second baseman, and she handles it well. Grace Anderson will stay at first, so that records the first out. Pop up to the number 4 position, the second baseman, making that play for Benilde. Was number 4, Jenkins. Oh, they squared a bunt, pulls back, and I think that is called a ball. It was out of the strike zone. The question is whether or not she offered to call it a strike. So 1-0 the count to the batter, number 7. Her name is Sarah Lavin, the senior, and it's a line shot to the shortstop. Did they call that an out? Nope, but they did get the force out at second. Looked like she had it, and initially I think the home plate umpire called her out, and then she may have lost it. And just to be safe, wise play though by the shortstop just to get the force out just in case. But there's the replay, and oh, then she lost it. She did have it, but right at the end. And there's a line shot up the middle, and she's safe at second.
Now batting for Richfield, designated player number 13, Melanie Frost.
Nice hit there by Richfield. So now they have runners on first and second, and stepping into bat, number 13 is Melanie Frost. So that was Sarah Lavin getting that hit with a line shot up the middle between the shortstop and the second baseman. So Richfield here with a 2-4 record going against 7-2 Benilde. Has a scoring threat with a runner on second with 1 out, and that ball's hit on, and it's barely hit. It's going to be a play at first, and Hollins comes up and gets out number 3. So Richfield threatens but does not score, and after 1.5 innings, your score here from Benilde-St. Margaret's is 0-0. Benilde coming up in the bottom of the second. Still waiting for the pitcher to come out. Well, she was on base, Jarowitz. Here she comes. If you've ever played baseball or softball, that can be, you know, when you're out on base, you got to run all the way in, get all your stuff, come back out, get settled, warm up, and play. So Jarowitz taking her first warm-up pitch. On deck for Benilde-St. Margaret's, coming up in the bottom of the second. Leading off will be Sophie Melsness, one of 4 freshmen starting here. She plays third base. And they're gonna get going here right away. So just a few warm-ups, and that's probably good. You don't wanna wear out your arm by throwing too many warm-ups. you expect to go very far in the game anyway.
For the Red Knights, number 11, second baseman Sid Wilhelm.
So Sid is up to bat, number 11, the second baseman. She takes ball 1. Sid Wilhelm, through 6 games and 15 at-bats, has 3 hits. She's batting .400 on the year. And she now has 2 balls, so 2-0 the count to Sid Wilhelm. On base percentage, .526, slugging .467. She looks at ball 3, so Jarowitz leading off here with 3 straight balls, having a hard time finding the strike zone. We'll see if Wilhelm's taking all the way, and she does, and she walks. So second base on balls given up by Jarowitz for Richfield, and that is bringing up
now batting for the Red Knights,
number 13.
Third baseman, number 13.
The third baseman, Sophie Melsness, and she's the freshman. Wilhelm is a junior on first. So 1 on, nobody out, bottom of the second. The freshman third baseman, Sophie Will, looks at, she swings at the first pitch, and that's a base hit in the hole between short and third. Throw comes in, stopping at second base is number 11, Wilhelm. On first base, Sophie Melsness, and now stepping in, number 3,
now batting for the
Bransford.
Rose Bransford.
Rose Bransford steps in. She's the right fielder. And she swings. I think she got just a piece of that. The ball went into the catcher's chest protector. That might hurt, even with that chest protector. So 1 strike, no ball, the count. To Bransford. And that ball's high. So 1-1 the count. Rose Bransford is batting .222. Pitch on away, ball 3. So 3-1 the count. Chance to get a run across here. Game still tied at 0, and that's swung on and missed. Strike 2. So 2-2 the count. I thought it was 3-1 before. So nope, 2-2's the count. So Jarowitz, the pitcher, doing a nice job getting back into the count here, evening it up at 2-2, and that's swung on and fouled straight back against the backstop. So that will mean the count remains at 2-2. Getting strong breeze coming in at 16 miles an hour out of the southeast. And swung on to the third baseman, and she elects to go to the first base for the force out. Nice shot there to record the first out by number 12 for Richfield. Grace Anderson, that's her second put out. The 8th grader having a real nice night in the field. But the runners advance, so that means runners on second and third with only 1 out, and up to bat for Benilde. Number 22, the leadoff hitter, Mackenzie Rich. Rich has a chance to score 2 here with a solid base hit. Rich batting .263 on the year. The 1-0 count pitch, low, ball 2, so 2-0 the count. Mackenzie Rich, she looks down at the sign. Not a lot of signs going on here. Hit the ball, find some green in the outfield, get us a run. The 2-0 pitch swung on and fouled back right off the plate. So that is strike 1. There's Jarowitz. The 2-1 delivery, and she lines it right back up the middle. They stumble on it. The center fielder had a hard time picking up. That ball had a lot of pace on it, and that's a single for 2 RBI for Mackenzie Rich, crossing the plate for Benilde, or excuse me, number 11, the second baseman, scores the first run.
Number 12, Izzy Fleming.
So Sid Walborn, look at that. Look at how much pace is on that. And the center fielder had a little difficulty picking it up, and that allowed that second run to score. But that's a 2 RBI base hit for Mackenzie Rich. Benilde up 2-0 here in the bottom of the second, going for more, and that pitch is swung on by number 12 for Benilde, Isabel Fleming, and she beats the throw, and she is safe. So now with 1 out, 2 across, 2 more runners are on, and now stepping into bat, the number 3 hitter, Sarah Houlihan, the junior, shortstop.
Now batting for the Red Knights, number 23, Sarah Houlihan.
So Houlihan, chance to add to Benilde's lead here in the bottom of the second, takes and swings at the first pitch, and that ball is driven to right center, and it's moving around, and wow, great catch by the right fielder for Richfield, and that was a perfect example how the wind is playing tricks with that ball when you get it up there. And that ball may have been out of here had it not been for that south-southeast wind coming right out of where she hit it to. Let's see here.
Now batting for the Red
You can
Knights,
see the outfielder there just looking the right fielder, and she has to adjust right at the last second there. The wind is just taking it away from her. Great camera angle there, folks, to really show how the wind is just moved that ball, I bet you 5 feet in its last few feet as it was coming down there, just blowing away from her. Can't tell you how much concentration that takes for the right fielder. That catch saved a run, but it did allow the runner on second to tag to third. So we got runners at first and third, and Fleming's gonna steal second, and they do fake the throw down to second. And that's just to hold Rich there at third. So now Fleming's on second, Rich on third, 2 outs. And up to bat is number 15, Tibby Stewart, the freshman, the lefty, trying to get 2 more across, and I think she got hit by the pitch. It would appear so. She wears that big elbow pad. I wonder if she got hit at the elbow, but that's going to bring up another freshman, Nicole Doring, number 42. Very tall hitter, very lanky. If she gets a hold of it, that ball could sail even in this wind. So bases loaded, 2 outs, and she drives it right up to center field. That's going to score 2. Here comes the throw to the plate, and it's not in time. 2-run score on another, and there's a play at second base, and they call her safe. Good aggressive defense there by Richfield's catcher, but that ball was hit hard, and here is the replay right back up the middle. Nice balanced swing there by Tibby.
For the Red Knights.
Center fielder gets it right in. Ball may have sailed on her a little bit, and they're sliding in there for runs number 3 and 4. And now Benilde is up 4 here in the bottom of the second, all with 2 outs left, at least the last 2. Now Benilde with runners on first and second, and swung on there by number 5, Taylor Damberg. That ball gets down, and they do call the force out to record the 3rd out here in the bottom of the second. But not before Benilde has a big inning and scoring 4 runs on 2 base hits, 4 RBI, and after 2 to complete. Your score here from Benilde-St. Margaret's is 4-0 Red Knights. So coming out here in the top of the 3rd, it looks like the senior Hillstrom is going to come to the mound. And so far, she has held Richfield scoreless through the 2 first innings, and that would make sense since her ERA is a 1.64. And she is one of the seniors being honored here tonight, and they handed out this really nicely well-produced pamphlet called BSM Senior Night. And they've got color photos of the honored seniors, and there are 5 of them. One is Sophia Soph Jenkins, number 4, been with Benilde for 5 years, left field and right fielder. Also Taylor Damberg, number 5, she's a captain in the outfield. Also Rachel Ray Scoggins, number 8, she's the center fielder and right fielder. And then, of course, on the mound is Annabelle Hilson. Her nickname is Abel. She's going to Notre Dame next year.
Leading off the top of the 3rd for the Spartans is
And there are two others, Isabel Fleming, a captain, going to UW-Madison, and Ava Lundberg, who's going to University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire. Okay, we're ready to begin the top of the third, and up to bat for Richfield, swung on there by number 3, Christine Berga, and she is thrown out there. Fleming wasting no time pouncing on that, what amounts to like a bunt, even though it was a full swing. And so one pitch, one out here in the top of the third, and now stepping into bat for the Spartans is Ryn Scoff. Number 6, making herself comfortable in that right-handed batter's box. First pitch, called a ball. Outfield shaded to the left for the right-handed hitting Scoff. Richfield down 4-0 here, trying to get something going, and Scoff lines that right past the second baseman. It goes all the way to the fence, and she'll take 2. Will she go to 3? She's looking at her face coach, and she'll hold up there. But that ball had some pace on it as well. She got it between the second base and the second baseman. So Scoff answers right back at the top of the third with no but one out only. And she is in scoring position for number 1, Riley Hurling, the sophomore. She looks down to take the sign from the third base coach, asking for time. Now she's ready to go. And that first pitch is low. Taking a lead off second base is Ryn Scoff, who just got there on a double all the way to the right center field wall. There was a big gap out there, as there is now. There's lots of room along the right field line here for Hurling and in the power alley to right center. That pitch is also low. So 2 balls, no strikes. Runner on second. Hurling reaches. Coming up next is number 5, Anna Jensen. That pitch also low. So now 3-0 the count. Hilson, the pitcher for Benilde, struggling here just a little bit here without number 2. She'd been cruising along here through 2 1/3. Hurling calling time, now ready to go. Pitch on away. Strike call right at the letters. Hurling was bending down there, I think, to make that look high, but the umpire behind home plate wasn't going for it. So now 3-1, customarily a hitter's pitch on the way to Hurling, and she swung on and fouls it straight back. But that is strike 2, so now the count is full. Runner on second, 1 out. Metro West Conference matchup here. Benilde on a 2-game losing streak after winning the first 7 of the year, and that pitch is swung on right to the third baseman, Meester, and she throws her out at first. Now the relay back to third, not in time. Good aggressive base running by Richfield's number 5 there, Jensen, taking third on the throw. But look at this nice play by the third baseman for Benilde, number 13. It's her second nice strong throw from that corner. Sophie Melsness, the freshman, records out number 2. Runner on third now with 2 outs. And that pitch gets away and all the way to the backstop, and she's going to take advantage and score. Number 6, good, great aggressive base running by Richfield. Ryn Scoff having a great night. I think she's got 2 hits. Now she's got a run scored. She advanced on that throw to first. Really, really good baseball, softball there for Richfield. And now with 2 outs and nobody on, but a run across is number 5 for Richfield. That is Anna Jensen, the junior, trying to keep the rally going here with nobody out, or with 2 outs and nobody on. Pitch on away, ball. Great camera angle out there, the center field cam. Great angle there too. Here's the pitch on away by Hilson, and that's swung on. Lazy fly ball to left center, coming over there, the center fielder easily makes the catch. Taylor Danberg, the senior. And that will record out number 3. And after 2.5 innings, we go to the bottom of the third, and Benilde will be coming up to bat with a 4-1 lead. And there's some of the fans enjoying the match here. Good crowd in the stands, actually, on senior night. You got grandmas and grandpas and parents, brothers, sisters, cousins. Noticing Fleming just had a long discussion with the umpire here. Good minute and a half. Interesting to see what that discussion would be about. Coming out to the mound, number 4 is Jarowitz. She was the starter. Got roughed up in the bottom of the second last inning for 4. But she's back out there to take on Benilde here in the 3rd inning. And coming up to bat, expected up to bat for Benilde in their bottom of the 3rd is number 13, Sophie Milsness, who made that nice throw over to third base to record the second out in the last inning. And she'll be followed by Rose Bransford and Annabelle Hilson before we go to the top of the lineup. So the bottom third of the lineup up to bat here as Richfield completes their warm-ups. Their regular catcher was on the base paths, so now she just comes out. And they did have a warm-up catcher there for Jarowitz, but she'll throw one more only, and they'll throw it down to second. We're getting ready to go here in the bottom of the 3rd. Your conference-leading Benilde Red Knights stepping in is the second baseman, number 11, Sid Wilharm, the junior.
Sid Wilharm.
Swung on first pitch right up the middle. Wilharm on base, second time tonight. Great leadoff hit up the middle, and now coming up to bat, number 13, Sophie Melsness, this freshman. She'll be followed by Rose Bransford and then Annabelle Hilson.
Now batting for the Red Knights, number 13, Sophie Melsness.
All right, Melsness steps in against Jarowitz from the windup. Strike call. Catcher looks down to first just to keep Sid Wilharm from honest. They must view her as a steal threat, as no ball, 1 strike now to the freshman Sophie Melsness, the third baseman. Pitch on away, swung on, fouled back and out of play. No car hit, didn't make it over the backstop. You gotta worry when you come to a softball game or a baseball game at a place like this. You wanna park your car strategically to avoid those balls. Okay, now pitch on away, no balls, 2 strikes, swung on, and that's also fouled back. Another car could have got hit. Now the umpire indicating he can see his arms outstretched. He has no balls left. So that's 2 foul balls. And here we come out, the coach for Benilde. Gets the ball to Jarowitz. All right, we're ready to go. The game is called softball, so you need a ball. Okay, now, no balls, 2 strikes. Pitch is high. Melsness lays off that pitch. Melsness is batting 168 as she takes ball 2. Sophie Melsness batting 188. Looking to improve on that as she swings and fouls another one back and out of play over the backstop. So we're running out of softballs again. Umpire again looking for a softball. I don't know if we have where the little ones should be running around picking those things up. I used to do that when I was a kid. I didn't get dinner if I didn't go chase those balls down that got fouled in the parking lots. Okay, now we got 2 softballs out there. That's good. All right, the count now after the ball crisis. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch on away, swung on and missed, strikeout. Sophie Melsness goes down on strikes to record out number 1. So we are in the bottom of the 3rd. Up to bat is number 3, Rose Bransford. The sophomore right fielder with 1 out and 1 on. For Benilde leading 4-0 here, bottom of the 3rd. 4-1, excuse me. Jarowitz pitch on the way, swung on, and just out of play and off and to the right. So that's strike one. So ball one, strike one. Ball outside and high, and there's a steal attempt, and they call her out for out number 2. The catcher for Richfield, Anna Jensen, guns her down. Let's see the replay. The ball is there in time, in good position. The receiver, wow, great play there by Richfield. Great call by the ump, got it right. That is a great throw by Anna Jensen. She is one heck of a softball player for Richfield, folks. She's hitting the ball, throwing people out at second base. That is not easy to do. You got all that equipment on. So now it's 2 outs, and it's 3-1 count here to number 3, swung on. 3 is Bransford, and that records out number 3. So Benilde threatens, but does not score after the put out at second, and the put out there for the 3rd out right there, and that is the end of 3 innings complete. Our score is 4-1. We'll go to the top of the 4th. Okay, we're about to begin the top of the 4th from Benilde-St. Margaret's High School. ParkTV 16 Sports bringing you Metro West Conference softball, and there are the final high fives, low fives, and side fives for your pitcher there, the senior, Annabelle Hillstrom. And she'll be facing for Richfield here in the top of the 4th. Hilson, excuse me, number 12. For Richfield is Grace Anderson. And she swung on and fouled that back, so that is 1 strike, no balls. Annabelle Hilson on the mound. Having a good night here on senior night as she throws ball 1, so your count 1-1 to Grace Anderson. Anderson, just a 8th grader. There she is. And she swung on and fouls that down the line. 3rd baseman Meesness comes over to scoop that up, but in foul play, so that means strike 2 on that foul ball. So your count is 1-2 to Meesnes. 61 degrees, strong wind right out of the south now. It's gusting just as I speak. It's coming right at home plate, folks. And that count now is 2-2. Nobody out here. Top of the 4th, Richfield trying to get that ball swung on. Center field, the wind, and it gets away from the center fielder. That's gonna be an error, and that's also going to be a stand-up double for Grace Anderson. And that's that wind playing tricks out there, folks. And that ball was hit well. That was dead into the wind, and you could see how fast it got out of our picture there. And look at the ball just sail on her. That wind is really difficult. That was Taylor Danberg struggling out there, so that puts a runner on second base with nobody out, and up to bat for Richfield is number 9, Noelle Olson, sophomore, looking down the line, looking for a sign, and I think the sign is get a hit, get a hit. So Richfield trying to get back into this game, and she squares the bunt to advance the runner, and it's gonna go foul. Miesnis coming in there, almost collided with Fleming. And now we have a little bit of rain I'm detecting, a couple drops. So there is a few rain cells starting to show up here. Yeah, I just felt a drop actually. So just ever so slight rain. I didn't expect that tonight. I know there's rain in the forecast, but not until Sunday. It's now Friday night here. We started about 5:30, and that ball is hit on, and that's down for a base hit. Will the runner score? Goes all the way to the wall, and Danberg has a hard time feeling it off, and that's another stand-up double. 2 in a row for Richfield. Scores Anderson from second base, and now our score is 4-2 here. In the top of the second, it's still nobody out. And the third hitter of the inning is Sarah Lavin. If memory serves, look at that ball hit out of the field. Not as much velocity as Anderson's was, but well placed in between the left fielder. Now that ball is bunted, and that advances the runner. Fleming comes out. No, that's actually the first baseman charging and the second baseman covering. So well executed play there by Benilde. That tells you how well coached they are.
Number 4.
And that's all practice. The first baseman charged that bunt, and the second baseman had to recognize that to cover first. And she turned around and threw her out. But mission accomplished for Richfield as they moved the runner down 4-2 with just 1 out. And now the pitcher, Bella Jarowitz, up a chance to do herself some help here. And that's a hit to the shortstop, bobbling it, throw over, records the out, but also the run scores from third baseman. So Noelle Olson scores from third for the second and third runs for Richfield. There she goes. And Jarowitz is out at first on the throw from the shortstop, Sarah Houlihan. So there's 2 outs, nobody on, and that first pitch is hit right back to the pitcher, and that throws out number 13, Melanie Frost. And that ends the 4th inning for the Spartans, but not before they score 2 runs on 2 doubles. And the score is 4-3 here, and we'll go to the bottom of the 4th. So game on, say the Spartans, as they are now scratching their way back into this after being down 4-0, have now answered with 3 in the last 2 innings. And so with a light rain coming down and the wind kicking up out of the south, the only good news about the wind out of the south is going to bring some warmer temperatures here soon, hopefully. And coming out now to pitch the bottom of the 4th is the starting pitcher for Richfield, Bella Jarowitz, the sophomore. So I do believe the wind is having an impact on this match. Richfield outfielder made a heck of a catch a couple innings ago. You could see the wind blowing the ball away from her just as it was coming into her glove, and she having to lunge. And then I think the center fielder for Benilde was having a little difficulty with that wind on one that kind of sailed away from her as she was trying to make an over-the-shoulder catch. And then the other one, that ball just was hit with the gap against the wall. So now stepping in, the top of the order for Richfield, or excuse me, for Benilde is Mackenzie Rich. She'll be followed by Isabel Fleming and Sarah Houlihan. So good news if you're a Red Knights fan. Top of the order here after giving up 2-3 runs here. And now they're clinging to a 1-run lead as Rich takes ball 1 here in the bottom of the 4th. Richfield outfield playing pretty much straight away, although the right fielder is shaded towards center. Pitch on away to Rich, inside, ball 2, so 2-0 the count. Here's Sarah Jarowitz, Bella Jarowitz, I should say. She could bring some heat here when she wants to. And that ball is low, gets away from her. So struggling a little bit against the leadoff hitter in the 4th, Mackenzie Rich. Rich is a freshman, 9th grader, playing left field. She'll be followed by the senior Fleming, the catcher, and she takes ball 4, so 4 straight balls. And now up to bat, Isabel Fleming.
Now batting for the Red Knights.
That's her walk-up song, Come On Eileen. That's an old school song for her generation, I tell you what. Okay, now, nobody out. 1 on for the Red Knights. Fleming, the hitter, and she takes strike 1 from Jarowitz. Outfield still pretty much straight away in center and left. Right fielder shaded towards center, so there is room along the right field line. And Fleming squares the bunt, and it goes foul. They call it foul. Boy, that thing had a lot of spin on it. Almost hit the batter if it does. I believe they're declared out, so Fleming may have dodged a inadvertent out there. So now she is in a hole at 0-2. With nobody out in the fourth, runner on first is Rich, and that pitch is swung on, and she finds the hole for a base hit, and it gets by the left fielder under her legs, and that's gonna cause Rich to score. She might score from first. Fleming now rounds second as Rich scores, and now she gets back, and ooh, they called her safe, and that was close at second. But big hit by Fleming, base hit to left field, but then you're gonna have to call that an error on the left fielder, which allowed the run to score. Rich should have just been on second, and she ended up going from first to home on the air. So costly error there for the Richfield. And now the score is 5-3, and now stepping in is the junior number 3 hitter, the shortstop, Sarah Houlihan, with Fleming on second and nobody out. And she hits the first pitch, and that ball is wavering around, and the second baseman, nice job getting back on that pitch. She almost got turned around, but quickly now that's one out as the number 3 hitter Sarah Houlihan is retired by the second baseman. So, and Fleming was on second, and she remains on second. So everything said and done, it's Tibby Stewart, the freshman, number 15, the left-handed hitter, stepping in with one out, and Fleming on second base. And she takes strike one. So 0-1 the count with one out. Runner on second, Jerowitz facing Stewart. And she lines it right to the shortstop, and it goes right through her glove and into center field. And Fleming will take advantage and take third base on that. Boy, that could have been a bang-bang double play, and it turns into an air base hit. And now runners on first and third. What a churn of events. If that shortstop catches it, she probably could have tagged out Fleming or caught her off second. And they'd be batting right now, but instead, it's one out and runners on first and third. And now we have a pinch runner coming in for the Red Knights. That is number 1. Number 1 is Michelle Doring. So Michelle Doring coming into pinch run. And now stepping into bat for Benilde is number 42. Nicole Doring. So her sister or relation is at first as a pinch runner. Fleming is on third base. So double play depth here for the Spartans. They're looking for a ground ball, and she's gonna steal second. There'll be no throw, and even if she had handled it there, Grace Anderson, the catcher, she wouldn't have thrown it for not wanting to risk the runner on third. And that pitch called a ball inside, just inside now. So the count is 2-0 to number 42, Nicole Doring. And now runners at second and third with one out, and a chance for Benilde to add to their lead, and they are going to on that line shot right up the middle, and that scores 2, and Stewart will cruise into second base with a base hit, 2 RBI single. She took third on the fielder's choice. And there's, and you can see how it slows it down there. Nice job by the center fielder coming up with it. And that ball's cut off by the catcher and unable to make a play on Stewart attempting to get third. I think if she'd handled that, she may have had a chance to get Stewart at second, but was unable to. So now the score is 7-3 here in the bottom of the fourth, and there's still only one out. And up to bat is Sophie Miesnes, the freshman, number 13, with number 12, Stewart, on second. On deck is number 9, Bransford, and she hits a soft blooper to the shortstop, who moves over nicely to catch that. That is number 6, Rin Scoff. The excellent softball player Scoff has a couple hits and a run scored, and she's also playing shortstop. So now up to bat is Rose Bransford. She's the right fielder with a runner on second. And 2 outs here, bottom of the 4th. 3 runs across already this inning with another one in scoring position in the name of Tibby Stewart. Pitch on away is high. Stewart takes a big lead off second there, but doesn't go, so just bluffing. Rose Bransford, the sophomore, with a 2-0 count. Pitch on away, low and in the dirt. Nice stop there by Grace Anderson. Keeping that ball in front of her and preventing Stewart from taking third. So now the count balloons to 3-0 to number 11, Sid Wilharm, excuse me, and that ball is inside, so another base on balls, but it is gonna allow for a force out at any base as we look at the second baseman, Sid Wilharm, taking first base, cheering on her teammate who now steps in. That's Sophie Miesnes, the freshman, number 13, the third baseman, with a chance to do some damage here with 2 outs. Up 7-3, ball in the dirt again from Bella Jarowitz. And the pitch from Jarowitz, and the 1-0 delivery results in ball 2, so 2-0 the count. You can see the skies there from that angle darkening to the west, so there is rain. You can feel it. You can feel and smell that moisture in the air, and that ball is really low, and that's 3 balls. So Jarowitz struggling here with base on balls, trying to get out of the 4th inning, already given up 3 in this inning. 3-0 pitch away is low, ball 4. Oh, they called that a strike. Miesnes looks down, the third base coach did a good job hiding her feelings about what she thought of that call. Nice job to do that, not always easy. 3-1 count, and they do give her the walk there. So now that loads up the bases with 2 outs, bottom of the 4th, 3 runs already across. Now stepping into bat is number 17. I think this is a pinch hitter.
Now entering the game and hitting, number 17, Iris Plum.
Iris Plum. Flum, excuse me, that's P-F-L-U-M. Iris Plum is batting .667. I wonder if Bella Jarowitz knows that she is batting .667. Wow, but she's only got 6 at-bats, but she's scored 3 runs and gotten 4 hits. 4 hits and 6 at-bats. So not a lot of experience at the plate, but with bases loaded and 2 outs, I don't think Benilde is messing around by inserting her here at this point. She's 4 for 6 in her 6 at-bats this year. Yep, now the umpire making sure both sides, the Spartans know that this is a pinch hitter. So here we go, folks, with 2 outs, bases loaded, already 3 runs across, and now a pinch hitter is batting .667. Jarowitz, another ball. She's really struggling with her location right now. Feels like this is a real another turning point in this match if a base hit is awarded or earned by the pinch hitter. Flum, Iris Flum. And the temperatures are dropping too a little bit. And the pitch on away, that's a strike. She was watching that all the way. So for batting .667, I look for her to be a lot more aggressive here. The batter, Flum, 2-1 count, 2 outs, bases loaded, pitch on away. Oh, she was tempted, and they called it a ball. Good eye by Flum.
Gotta be your pitch.
Flum is a sophomore. Coming off the bench to pitch hit here. 3-1 pitcher's hit, and that's low. She's gonna walk him in, so she earns the walk. And that means Stewart will come in to score the 8th run from third base. And now that brings up the top of the order, Mackenzie Rich. Rich, the left fielder.
It's number 22, Mackenzie Rich.
Kenzie Rich with a chance to really blow this game open with an 8-3 lead here. Runners on base. Pitcher for Richfield. Jarowitz struggling with location, having walked a couple in here, and now the first pitch is swung onto the third baseman, and she's gonna have to make a great throw, and she does, to retire the side with the bases loaded. So even though they gave up 4 runs here in the bottom of the 4th, they have an 8-3 lead, and they would have had a chance to do it a lot more had they gotten a hit there. So after 4 complete, your score here from Red Knights home field, 8-3, Richfield coming up in the top of the 5th to try to claw their way back in it. And just, they had done it in the previous half inning. They were down 4-1, and then they got back 4-3, and then Benilde just answered right back and got 4 more. So at that pace, things do not bode well for the Spartans. And now we have a new pitcher coming in for the Red Knights to pitch.
Number 17, Iris Plum. Entering the game at first base is number 42, Nicole Doring. And now pitching for the Red Knights, number 15, Tibby Stewart.
So Tibby Stewart will move from first base to pitcher. And Nicole Doring will move from designated hitter into the first base position at first base. I think that's, and that means the starter, Annabelle Hilson, I don't see her out in the field. Will take a seat on the bench, but she only gave up 3 runs, and so if the score stays the same for the most part, she'll get the win. But right now, the new pitcher is number 15, Tibby Stewart, a freshman, to face Richfield. And leading off for Richfield will be number 3, Christine Berga, a junior. She'll be followed by number 6 for the Spartans, the shortstop, Rin Scoff.
Leading off the top of the 5th for the Richfield Spartans is number 3, Christine Berga.
So Berga steps in, and she'll see the first pitch from Tibby Stewart, and that first pitch is a strike. Good start for the freshman. Getting some good experience on the mound. There she is. Good thing they wear those masks, especially the pitchers. In fact, all the infielders wear them. Especially in softball, they're so much closer than the baseball players, such little time to react. Good safety precaution as Stewart quickly 2 strikes. The count on Berga, and now 1 ball, 2 strikes to Berga here with no one out in the top of the 5th. Appears the raining is sort of held off here now, and the wind has died down entirely. Flags are limp out there in left center field, so a change in the weather is happening instantly right here. So now 2-2 the count. Swung on and a strikeout for Tibby Stewart. The whole infield comes in to congratulate her with that strikeout.
Number 6.
And number 3 will sit down, and now up for Richfield, number 6, Ryan Scoff. She's a great baseball player. Look at that form on her swing. She's been playing a great shortstop, and she's had good luck at the plate. She's got that right elbow tucked in, and there's a nice swing, and fouls it off to the right. So gets a piece of Tibby Stewart there. So 1 strike to count. Nice start for Stewart, getting on top of both Richfield batters that she's faced here in the top of the 5th, in for relief of Annabelle Hilson. And the pitch strike. So she's throwing lots of strikes. That's a manager's dream. It's an infielder's dream, or an outfielder's dream. You want those pitchers to work fast. Don't want to get bored out there in the field or distracted when they pitch slowly. And there's a second strikeout for Stewart. So really off to a good start with 2 strikeouts here in the top of the 5th, and now up to bat, number 1, Riley Hurling, the sophomore. Trying to get something going here with 2 out. The top of the 5th, and that first pitch way behind the pitch, strike 1. 2-1 the count to Hurling. Stewart with the windup. Ball called high. Ball 1-1-1. Just a freshman, Tibby Stewart, facing the sophomore Riley Hurling for the Spartans. And the pitch swung on right to the first baseman, and that records out number 3. Easy work, easy game for Tibby Stewart as she does a big jumping leap there, right there in our camera, and that is all smiles there for Tibby Stewart, the catcher. Look at that. I don't know if she's pitched much. I'll have to look to see. Stewart has pitched a little bit. I'm looking at her stats. She's pitched in 5 games. She has 1 save, pitched 11 innings with a 0.64 ERA. 21 strikeouts for Tibby Stewart in just 11 innings. That is magnificent, folks. The future pitching staff for Benilde for the next 3 years, 4 years, including this one, look really good with Tibby Stewart hanging around.
So good, so good.
So Richfield will come out, and they also have a new pitcher coming to the mound. There she is. If I can get a number on her, I can let you know who she is, and I don't know if she has a number. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see. Just the way they tuck in their clothes sometimes, he distorts them. I got binoculars I might have to see here. No, it is on the back because there's no number on the front. Okay. Paul Broden, our producer. Yeah, number 25. And of course, I don't have a number 25. So I'm looking here, and they didn't, the Richfield manager didn't feel like giving us a lineup or anything like that. So I'm unclear of the pitcher.
Okay, one more time.
So number 25 in relief to pitch is finished with her warm-up pitches, and now stepping into bat is the number 2 hitter, the catcher, the senior, Isabel Fleming, with a 5-run lead in the top of the 5th. Fleming, her first look at the relief pitcher, number 25. And looking at the stats, there's only been one other pitcher for Richfield, and she usually goes by number 10, so it may be a person by the name of Bailey O'Donnell. As she pitches ball 1 to Fleming. And if it is true, she's a 6.26 ERA. And that pitch, strike. Looks like she took a little something off that pitch too. Almost like a changeup. There's Fleming, the senior, going to the University of Wisconsin-Madison, got a major in electrical engineering. A lot of brain power on this field. Hilson going to Notre Dame. Two and one the count to Isabel Fleming. Fleming also plays basketball, and that pitch is high. So 3-1 the count, hitter's pitch. Nobody out, nobody on.
Your pitch.
So she'll be given the green light here. If she likes it, she should swing at it. And here the pitch on the way as the wind is kicking up again. So it's been really gusty here. And then there's rain and then not rain. And Fleming looks at ball 4. So she gets on, base on balls. So already a base runner here in the bottom of the 5th. And now stepping into bat. Number 23, Sarah Houlihan, the junior, and the shortstop. With Warner on, nobody out. Facing the relief pitcher, number 25. That may be Bailey O'Donnell. And I say that because her jersey, maybe something happened to her regular jersey, I'm wondering, because all the other players have numbers on the front of their jerseys, and this is a different type of one, so. Apologies to Miss O'Donnell if it's not her, and apologies to who is out there. And that ball way out in front. Sarah Houlihan, the junior. smacked that ball right at the third base coach. He's got a big smile over there. And a big laugh from the bench at Benilde. You can hear him all the way down the line. Now no balls, 2 strikes. To Holohan, that ball's high, ball 1. So 1-2. Richfield pitcher still ahead of the count. You can see all the cars, all the people here. It's a nice little atmosphere, this softball at Benilde-St. Margaret's, I have to say. I love it that they got the grill going, and it's a real festive atmosphere. Pitch on a waste, ball 2. So trying to get Holohan to chase it, the Richfield pitcher, that is. So 2-2 the count as Holohan has fought her way back to even it up at 2-2. Runner on first is Isabel Fleming. The wind up, and that gets behind her and actually hits her, and they're gonna give her first base as a result. So hit batsman.
Now batting for the Red Knights, number 15, Tibby Stewart.
Now Tibby Stewart coming off that nice half inning of work pitching. She was definitely very, very excited about that half inning. She came off the field jumping over the line, jumping into teammates' arms, and we'll see if that enthusiasm carries over to her at bat. It oftentimes does as that first pitch sails over her head for ball 1. So runners on first and second, Fleming on second, Holohan on first. Stewart, the left-handed hitter, and the right fielder not playing the line for Stewart. Left fielder's actually shaded to left field, or the center fielder is. So big gap in right center, closer to center and down the line. Could spell big trouble for the Spartans here. Count now 1-1 to Tibby Stewart, the freshman. In on relief, and she swings and tips it back. So now 2 strikes on Stewart with 1 ball, 1-2 the count. Here's Stewart. Dinging in, she's got that big pad there. I bet that elbow's been hit a few times. And looking at her stance, that elbow is out there and stretched out, so I'll bet it's a target. Maybe not an intentional target, but it gets hit, obviously. Especially considering the way she holds those arms up like there. Battling for that inside corner between hitter and pitcher. Okay, 2-2 the count. And that ball swung on and it goes off the pitcher's ankle, and she's gonna reach on a base hit. That's not an error, that was right back off her ankle. Let's see if she shows any signs of injuries. The umpire comes out to check on her to make sure she's okay. Here's the replay. So well hit by Stewart.
Number 42, Ava Lundberg.
Let's see, and swung on, and she didn't really hit it that hard. Actually, it didn't go off her ankle. It looked like she just couldn't get her glove on it. I still would give that an inside hit, infield hit, if I was scoring. Now stepping into bat off the bench is, for Benilde, number 24, the senior. I think it's Ava Lundgaard. Ava Lundberg it is, senior. Batting .590, 500 actually. 2 at-bats, 1 hit on the year. And also being honored on senior night as she takes inside, ball 1. A profile on all the seniors here in this beautiful handout. Ava Lundberg. And as Lundberg takes ball 2, and we have bases loaded here, folks, with nobody out in an 8-3 lead, and Lundberg at the plate. Although not having a lot of at-bats, she is batting .500 as she's looking at a 2-0 count. That ball hits her on the thing, and that's a hit batsman. As the ball gets away, that's the second batter hit by the Richfield relief pitcher, and that walks in, or hits in, however you want to call it, a run for Benilde, and now it's 9-3. And stepping into bat for Benilde, number 5, Taylor Damberg, number 12.
Number 5, Taylor Damberg.
Damberg now with a real open stance there. That front leg is way out. And she swings and pulls her head a little bit. Strike 1. Good big swing there by Damberg. Damberg, a captain, outfielder, 5 years with Benilde, going to Benedictine College in Kansas to major in biology and minor in psychology. As she takes ball 1. So 1-1, and now the weather is kicking up again. Umbrellas are out, and the wind is really gusting as strong as I felt it, and right out of the south into the batter's face here. So 1-1 count, bases loaded, nobody out, raining, windy, and wind gusting. Pitch inside, 2-1 the count. So conditions are less than favorable for everyone concerned here, except for maybe the concession stand, the concessionaires in the concession stand here, right behind home plate. Not exactly spring-like. Okay, pitch on away, 2-1 count, swung on, and that's a base hit right over the third baseman, and that might score 2, and they hold up Stewart at third as the run comes in by Houlihan, and now it's 10-3, bottom of the 5th, nobody out, bases still loaded, so base hit there for Taylor Damberg, the senior. And now we got an ump coming out here, and now pinch hitting is another senior. Number 4, Sophia Soph Jenkins will now pinch hit. And here's that hit, nicely done, right over the third baseman, and that is a great base hit as the left fielder. That's Jerowitz, the starting pitcher, coming in to make that throw into infield. And nice job by her getting that in. That prevented Stewart from starting. So now stepping in, the other senior, Sophia Jenkins, number 4, will be attending the University of Missouri in the fall. She usually plays left field and right field. She swings the first pitch, strike 1, as she fouls it straight back. So no balls, 1 strike, nobody out, bases loaded, relief pitcher in. She inherited an 8-3 lead. It's now gone up to 10-3. Not sure if they have a 10-run rule here. Yeah, they might. So this could be the last inning here for Richfield if Benilde can get 3 more across. So the clinching run, it could be at first base if I know the rule correctly. So 10-3, bases loaded, nobody out. Pitch on away, swung on, and that's a slow roll to the third baseman. They're gonna come home with it, and they do with the force out. Nice play by the third baseman for Richfield. Number 12, Grace Anderson. Been really impressed with her tonight as well for Richfield. So the swung here by the senior, and right there to pick it up and go straight home. And nice job by the catcher coming out there. Anna Jensen behind the plate. Now stepping in, number 13. Oh. Number 13, Sophie Miesnes, the freshman, third baseman. Base is still loaded, 1 out now. And Miesnes high. So runners on third and second. On third is Lumberg, the senior. And that pitch also high, so 3-0 the count to Sophie Miesnes. On a way, swung on and missed, strike 1 to Miesnes. So 3-1 the count. Good pitch there by the relief pitcher, number 25. Low and inside. Miesnes took a good swing at that, trying to put this game away with a 10-run win here. And that ball, and she walks in. So now it is 11-3. 1 out here as Lumberg, the senior, comes in to score. Now Iris Flum comes up the bat, batting 600 on the year. And a base hit could end this game if the 10-run rule is in effect, which I think it is after 5. Or is it 15 after 5? I think it's 10. 10 after 5, says Paul Broden. This is Ava Lumberg, who just scored. Since she's a senior, I should announce that she said she's going to be attending the University of Wisconsin at Eau Claire, majoring in elementary education. So good for her, and she scored a run tonight. The other senior is on second base. That is University of Missouri bound, Sophia Jenkins, now up to bat.
Base hit now.
Number 17,
See it, drive it.
Iris Flum. Coming in tonight, she was batting .667, and that pitch is high. It's 11-3. And the temperature is dropping, folks. It's wind, it's raining. There's the relief pitcher in, number 25, and that's swung on, and it gets through the hole, and that could score two. No, they're gonna hold her up at third. Ball didn't get that far. Well done by Iris Flum with an RBI base hit to keep her average above 600, and now we're at 12-3. I think the winning run was way back in the fourth inning, or when they scored their fourth run, way back in the, I think that was the second inning. There's Jerowitz with the throw in there. And now up to bat, the top of the order, Mackenzie Rich with a chance to clinch it. Pitch on away, swung on, just foul. Rain getting a little steadier out there. Definitely a surprise. One ball, one strike, and that ball, if it gets down, that'll do it. And it was caught, and no tag from third. That would have won the game. I don't know what was going on there at third base. Got to get back, and that was a heck of a catch by the center fielder, number 1, coming in here. And now up to bat, Isabel Fleming with a chance to clinch this game. Pitch on away, inside. No, they called it a strike. Fleming bailed on that pitch, but the umpire called it a strike. So 2 outs here, 1 run away from clinching should she steal home. The senior Scoggins, got to pay attention there. That's ball 1 now. 1-1 the count to Fleming, and the rain is getting stronger by the minute here.
See it, drive it.
Pitch on away, swung on, and that ball's getting a little wet now. Just the way that came off the inside of that handle, I've played enough to know what that sounds like, that there's some wetness there. And the rain is really starting to kick up here. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Fleming in a hole, trying to end this game with just a base hit. It's all it takes. Pitcher in on relief, number 25 delivers, and she swings and strikes out. And can they throw her out? Though they do at home. So that's the end of 5 complete. 12-3. And a chance to have clinched it, and now the rain comes down. My goodness. Base running issues there for Benilde to put it out there. They had a chance to tag on that play, but we're gonna play another inning at least. And so we go to the top of the 6th inning, and let's see who comes out to pitch. And it's Stewart once again in the rain. And there is your box score, folks. 12 runs on 9 hits with 1 error. Richfield, 3 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. And for Benilde, it's been all about the 4s, right? 4 in the 2nd, 4 in the 4th, 4 in the 5th. Now they are 3 outs and 1 run from getting out of this match early after 6 innings. They had a chance there with bases loaded and needing just 2 runs with nobody out, and Richfield was able to prevent them from scoring that clinching 10-run lead. So as punishment, we go to the top of the 6th. Stewart in, looking for some warm-up pitches, but no one out there to take pitches from her. And there are people on the bench. I'm surprised they don't have someone doing that. But Fleming was the last out, and she was in the batter's box, so she had to put on all that gear, and she rushes out here. And let's see, here we go. Stewart will begin the warm-ups. Benilde 7-2 coming in tonight's match. They had lost their last 2 after winning their first 7, so they're looking to get back into the winning side of things. And we're about to begin the top of the 6th, and now it is clearly a steady light rain now. Started out as sprinkles. And I was going to bring a windbreaker, and I definitely should have. Had no idea it was going to rain. All I've been hearing is predicted for sunny skies for tonight and all day tomorrow. 70-degree weather. Where is it? Oh, the first pitch from Stewart. Now that ball may be a wet ball. All the players are going to have to adjust here, especially in the outfield. That grass is slippery. The ball's hit with any pace, it can skid and jump on the outfielders, and the outfielders can lose their footing. So something to keep an eye on here, as now the count is 1-1. To the batter for Richfield, and I believe that's Anna Jensen, number 5, the catcher it is. So Jensen now, 2-1 count. Tibby Stewart in on relief for Hollins, the pitcher, and that ball also gets away from her. So I think Stewart, she's only a freshman. I don't know how much experience she has pitching in these wet conditions, but it definitely takes an adjustment. You gotta have that ball dry or adjust your grip accordingly. And now it's 3-1 as she did not show these types of control problems in her first half inning in the top of the 5th. And that ball also, she's losing her grip as she wipes her hand there. Now the third baseman, Miesnes, comes over to have a chat with her.
Now batting for Richfield, number 12,
just
Grace
to encourage
Anderson.
her, but I think Stewart is having a hard time figuring out how to adjust to the wet ball. She gives up her first walk of the night, and now a runner on, nobody out for Richfield in the top of the 6th, and that ball swung on, fouled to the right hard. And up to bat is number 12 for Richfield. That is Grace Anderson. She's the third baseman. Also having a nice night despite the overall team's deficit in the scoring as she swung on and fouls that to the right again for strike 2. So 0-2 the count to Grace Anderson, the third baseman, facing Tibby Stewart. And now they want a new ball, and yeah, there is some issues with that ball. Now they dry one off, but that's not gonna last long. The coach now has a towel out, he's drying that ball. So they've noticed also her struggling. And she's just got to protect that ball. You can see her rubbing it against her hip bone there, or uniform, and oh, they almost got number 5 leaning, Anna Jensen. And now the rain is even kicking in a little stronger, and some fans, I think, are going to start to exit the stadium. And that ball fouled off to the right, so count remains 1-2. Yeah, at Benilde, they'd gotten that last run across and they had a chance on a tag up. We'd all be in our dry cars, but we're still out here and we are loving it. Umbrellas are out and the rain is picking up. Let's hope we don't get a delay here with a 12-3 lead. Although they might call it too. I think they've played enough innings if they wanted to, but it's really coming down now, folks. Really, really. And that ball also losing control. Now 2-2 the count. You can see the darkness, the lights are on in the distance. And there's a few brave souls in the stands for Richfield, and that's a walk. Stewart now, and this rain is really affecting her. She's struggling now. Runners on first and second, nobody out, it's pouring rain. Okay. Goodness gracious. All right, Richfield could take advantage of these weather conditions and get back in this match. Stewart now misses again. She should have a towel out there with her, is what she should have, if they would allow that. Maybe they don't allow that, but that ball needs to be dried off each time. And that ball low. Umpire, oh, he does call the strike. Delayed call there. I don't know if he's thinking about it or if that's just for dramatic effect. Maybe both. 1-1 the count now. And the batter, number 9, swung on, and she might have got a piece of it. This is Noelle Olson, a sophomore, and she now is 1-2. Olson at the plate, 2 on, nobody out, ball, outside. 2-2 the count. Pitch on away, and she lost total control, end of the backstop, and the runners advance on the wild pitch by Stewart. So after having a stellar first half inning in on relief, with I think 2 or 3 strikeouts, she has now walked 2 players and is about to walk a third, and she does strike her out with a called strike with authority, the umpire. I do like this umpire, though. He's got great dramatics.
Field, number 7, Sarah Lavin.
So now, okay, Sarah Lavin is number 25, folks. That is our relief pitcher.
Now batting number 25, Sydney Colbert.
No, it's Sydney Colbert. Okay, the PA address announcer. So her name is Colbert, as in the news or the late night talk show host, Stephen Colbert. So this is Colbert. She's the relief pitcher we didn't know, the nameless one. And that ball gets away, and that's going to be another wild pitch credited to Stewart, and that's going to bring in the run. And so now we are in for the long haul at 12-4 in the top of the 6th. No, 1 out only. Rain continues to fall. Wind still out of the south. Could have been over 20 minutes ago. 1 ball, no strikes now. And that's a strike. So Stewart, I think now starting to adjust the conditions. She looks a little bit more relaxed out there. That was her best pitch of the half inning. So 1-1 the count with 1 out here. Runner on third for the Spartans, and that ball now loses control, and she keeps wiping her right hand right immediately, still wiping it all the time. So she's really focused on it. There, she keeps wiping it. Trying to keep that ball dry, and that pitch losing control of it. I mean, she is not adjusting well by gripping that ball. Just lack of experience probably playing in these wet conditions. Got to learn to adjust the throw a little bit.
Now batting number 4, Bella Jurowitz.
So now runners on first and third. That's 3 batters reaching base on balls. And now Jurowitz, who was the starting pitcher, now in left field, steps in. And the pitch on, what's that? No, I'm fine. Thank you. Yeah. All right, there you go. Pitch on away, and right back to Stewart. She's got to stick with it, and she gets it to first base for the out, just in time. Stewart a little slow, and it was close there at first base. Oh, now I hear thunder. And when there's thunder, there's lightning, folks.
Now batting number 13, Melanie Frost.
And the wind is kicking up, and it is a monsoon here. Unbelievable. It's supposed to be 70 and sunny by tomorrow, they promised. Okay, fans are having a laugh here. Because of the electricity? Yeah. Okay. Well, you let me know, and we'll close it out there, Paul. So we may be ending our broadcast here early because we can't see anything through the fog and the rain, and really unexpected rain here. Okay. So with 2 balls and 1 strike in the top of the 6th, we're going to conclude our broadcast due to these weather conditions. As Stewart pitches strike 2 with 2 outs. Should we just carry it through this batter maybe? See if she gets out. Yeah, so with 2 balls, 2 strikes, unless it gets prolonged, we're going to conclude our broadcast after this half inning. And there's the strikeout. And that concludes the top half of the 6th. And that also concludes our broadcast. So I'm Robert Christensen. For Paul Broden, our producer, thanks for listening, thanks for watching. And as we leave this broadcast, Benilde is up 12-5, looking to go 8-2. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again.